After I grabbed some food, I headed on over to Freddy's. This time, there was a vehicle just leaving. I didn't know who it was, and it wasn't the same car my boss had drove away in last night. I shrugged it off and got out of my car. I unlocked the door and took a glance at the robots. They appeared to be looking at me. But I was facing head-on with them, and they were probably just left in that position. I headed back to the security office, and I saw that, once again, I had another message. So I pressed play.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this, you made it to day 2. Congrats. There's nothing I really have to say tonight than emphasize the use of your door lights. There are, in fact, blind spots in your camera views. And those blind spots happen to be just outside your door. So just remember to check those frequently. Well, that's it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.
I took what he said into account and checked my door lights. Nothing. I then began to check my cameras. The gang was still on stage and didn't move. I decided I would check Pirates Cove next. And I saw that the curtain was open far enough that I saw something inside. Some sort of dog? I wasn't sure as I switched off the camera, realizing that I needed to conserve power. I left the camera off for a good solid minute before checking them again. When I pulled the tablet back up, I saw that the curtain was completely open, and that the figure was standing just outside of it. I had a better view of it now. It appeared to be of a fox. I then quickly checked the main stage. Bonnie was gone. Chica and Freddy were still there, but Bonnie was missing. I started checking each and every camera and saw that Bonnie was once again in the main audience area, just like last night. I checked Pirates Cove again and saw that nothing was there. The curtain was wide open and the figure just wasn't there anymore. So I decided to check the cameras close to Pirates Cove until I got to the West Hall. That's where I saw the fox sprinting down the hallway. My body was paralyzed as I was choked with fear. I smashed the door button quicker and harder than I did last night. That's when I heard banging on the door, as if something wanted to get inside. After that, I heard footsteps move away from it. Just to be cautious, I checked the camera at Pirates Cove and saw that the curtain was closed again. I really didn't want to open the door, but I had to conserve power, so I pushed the button. I quickly checked the door lights on both sides, and to my surprise, nothing was there. That's when I heard something strange. It sounded like a voice echoing from the left hallway.
I can hear you. Don't escape.
Hitting the light switch, I saw Bonnie staring at me from the darkness. I slammed the door shut again, filled with fear, and prayed Bonnie would leave. The rest of the night went on in a very similar way. The fox ran down the hallway again, and Bonnie came close to me a few more times. Fortunately, Chica and Freddy stayed up on stage like last night. Why don't they leave the stage like Bonnie and the fox? I wondered. I left the place when my shift was over and saw Bonnie back up on stage. I didn't even want to look in Pirates Cove since I actually seen the bot move in there. I began thinking that it was strange the way these animatronics acted. I headed home, and I didn't even want to think about the next day. This time I went to Freddy's a bit earlier, before my shift and after the other guard left. I didn't really want to wait until the middle of the night to arrive, which somewhat scared me. I also got there while the owner was still there. I said hi to him, but he just gave me a low, as if he were saying, "Hey," or "I really don't feel like talking." I sat in the security office playing games on my phone until its battery went out, which was conveniently at 11:57 p.m. I almost completely forgot to check the answering machine for my nightly message. I don't know how it was possible to tune that constant beep of the dang thing out. Maybe it was because of my headphones that were barely even up. Anyways, I pressed play.
Hello? Hello? Well, you made it to night 3. Great work. Most people don't make it this far. They moved to other things. I'm not implying that they died. Yeah, I didn't mean that.
I chuckled a bit when he said that.
Now, I don't really want to talk that much since Freddy and his pals became more active the further the week goes on. I should have told you that before, but I forgot. Sorry. Make sure you check those cameras while I talk, just to be safe.
I began to check the cameras. Nothing was out of the ordinary. Everyone was in their proper spots.
Also, here's a tip I just came up with. If any of the animatronics see you and you can't close the door in time, just play dead, like go limp. They'll probably think you're an empty costume. And then again, if you were an empty costume, they might try to put an endoskeleton in you. Don't know how that would work. Yeah, scratch that. Just don't get caught. Alright, well, I'm done here. See you on the flip side.
And the message ended. I checked the cameras once again, and something strange caught my attention. The cameras were all out. The West Hall, the East Hall, Pirates Cove, every single camera was not working. I was about to check one of the cameras outside when I realized that they all came back online. So I checked the main stage. Chica was gone. Not Bonnie, but Chica. This kind of surprised me. Bonnie was usually the first one to leave. Why not now? So I began to check around. That's when I found Chica in the audience area, staring directly at me from behind a table. The way she was facing, it wasn't towards me, but her head was twisted and turned, and her cold stare chilled my bones. Why were they staring directly at the camera? Do they know I'm watching them? No AI should be able to know that. The cameras again went dark, and I checked the door lights. Thankfully, there was nothing there. When the cameras came back on, Bonnie was gone this time. I checked Pirates Cove, and the curtain was still closed. Thank God. But I then found that both Bonnie and Chica were in the opposite halls. Chica was in the east, and Bonnie in the west hall. This newfound terror grabbed me. I was surrounded, and there was nothing I could do. I checked the door lights, and there was nothing on the left, and then I checked the right. And there was Chica, staring at me through the glass. I was startled at first, but then I stared at it for a couple seconds. I saw it twitch, and I jumped for the door switch. That twitch was not something an AI could do. Well, of course they could twitch if they were broken, but not human-like like Chica did. I checked the lights, and Chica was still out there. Still behind the glass, still staring at me. I then checked the left, and that foreboding darkness which was harbored by the left hallway stood stagnant. I hit the light switch, and Bonnie was there. I was more startled by Bonnie this time because I swear I saw his mouth moving up and down. This caused me to immediately hit the door button. I was surrounded, more than I was when they were just in the halls. I could do absolutely nothing but pray. I didn't open the doors for the rest of the night. It caused me to lose all my power right before 6, but praying paid off. Nothing came to get me. I didn't want to leave that security office until the owner showed up because I was so scared. He didn't care, which pissed me off, and told me to leave because my shift was over. I went home and tried to watch movies to get my mind off it. I couldn't find the courage to fall asleep. I stayed awake the whole day. and I was strongly considering quitting my job.